Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's iBUG Buzz. This is Monday, October 10th, 2022, and I forgot to check what episode number this is. What is this, Sandhya? Is it
554.
554? They climb up there. It's like sundown time. If I don't pay attention to it every day, I lose track of it. So we're on episode 554. We are climbing up there. The iBug Buzz, say that 10 times, is an open forum where we talk about all things in the iOS universe. That means we talk about devices like your iPhone, your iPads, your Apple Watches. We might even talk about the Apple TV. We'll talk about hardware and apps that work on all these devices. But we do keep it strictly to the iOS universe. We have other calls for other things. So we're all here to talk about iOS. Let me see. Did I mention my name is Brad Snyder? And along with my co-host, the ladybug herself, Sandhya Rao, we are your hosts for this evening. We covered all the other stuff before the call. We know what we're here to talk about. So why don't we go to Sandhya for some announcements and let us know what's going on in iBug this week.
All right. Thank you, Brad. Yes, we have a pretty busy week. And just remember that all events are on this same Zoom conference line unless specified otherwise, and all times are central. Okay, we are at the iBug Buzz for the next 2 hours, so we hope you stick with us. Then, tomorrow is the mini buzz from 5 to 6 on the Clubhouse platform. So it's the same thing as what we're doing now, but just for 1 hour. Then on Thursday, it's the Vila Book Club, and we're going to be discussing Italian Lessons by Peter Pacelli, or I don't know how to say it. I don't have an Italian accent, but it's DB 76483, 12 hours and 44 minutes, so get started. Then Friday is iBug Night at the Virtual Movies, and hopefully, as many of you know, that starts at 8 p.m. Central Time. It's an audio described track. We have a social time at 7:30. We do a little name that tune, a little bit of silliness, some jokes. Then after the movie, we have a discussion and trivia. And to discover what the movie will be, you can be the first to know. If you hang on till the midpoint of our call at 8 p.m. Central, we will have our big review and the clues and the prizes and all that good stuff. Okay, let's go to social media. We have, also just wanted to mention we had an awesome iBug Cafe yesterday where we discussed VoiceStream Reader and VoiceStream Scanner. So thanks to Sri for coordinating and Herbie for presenting. And that is actually already up on our website. So thank you to our lovely volunteers for making that happen. So definitely encourage you to investigate that. Many people said even though they had used that app regularly, there were a lot of things that they learned. So definitely a lot in there. Okay, now social media. We have a website, ibugtoday.org, ibugtoday.org is the best place to get all the information. You can go to the upcoming to find out what's happening. The things I said are just for this week. We have about 21 events, both social and training events every month. And so hope you can come and join us for some or all of those. We have an Facebook page, facebook.com/group/iBugToday, a place where you can post your questions and ask questions and help with other people's questions. So great exchange of information there. And then Twitter at iBugToday. Follow us on Twitter, get all the latest information about what is happening in the iOS world. There's lots that's constantly happening, as we know. And let's see, we have all of our training sessions are available on our website under the podcast tab or the other tabs. Just check it out. And then you can also listen on your favorite podcasting app. And you can listen on YouTube. So there you go. Brad, that's our news for today.
All right. Thank you, Sandhya. Now, as is our tradition here at iBUG, we like to get things started by going around the room and giving everyone a chance to say hello and tell us where you're joining us from. And let's see. No, we don't care what you had for breakfast. We just want to know your name and we call it from him. And if you are new at joining us, or maybe we'll wait and do that afterwards. We'll ask if anybody's new. That way we'll keep the flow going. Okay, let's get us going. My name is Brad, and I'm in Dallas, Texas.
I'm Chanel. Oh,
Go ahead, Chanel.
yep. I'm Chanel in Houston, or otherwise in my kitchen, stuffing my face with said food.
All right. Okay, who else did we have there?
Angelo in Ottawa.
Welcome, Angelo.
Marty
See, I heard Marty.
and Ben Salem.
And say it again. Who was that?
Oh, that was
Mar-
Marty and Ben Salem. And then
Okay,
Janet.
Marty and Jan. And yes, I heard Janet.
Janet in Colorado.
Yes, Janet. Welcome, Janet. Who else we got?
There's
Welcome.
Julie.
Julie, welcome, Julie.
Pete in Jacksonville.
Welcome, Pete.
Herbie in Houston.
Welcome, Harvey.
Judy in Connecticut.
Hey, Judy.
Ryan from Ontario, Canada on Turkey Day.
Welcome, Ryan. Thanks for putting that drumstick down and joining us.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Hey, who else we got?
Hi, it's Vanessa from Georgia.
Welcome, Vanessa.
This is Dee from my rocking chair.
Welcome, Dee, from the rocking chair. Very nice.
Sharon from
Texas.
New York.
Let's hang on. I heard
Greg and Sharon.
Greg and Sharon. All right. Welcome, everyone.
Ned from Texas.
All right, Ned, welcome.
Thank you.
Anybody
Jody from New
else?
Hampshire. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody in
And
Canada.
Jody, welcome. Anybody else?
All right, this is Sandhya from Houston. And yes, I meant to wish all of our Canadian friends happy Thanksgiving for them. And for us in the U.S., it could be Columbus Day or Indigenous People Day. So we hope you had a good day recognizing
Very
those
nice.
holidays. All right, thank you.
Awesome. Now, is anyone joining us for the first time? New to this call, new to iBUG? We like to hear about it, and we promise not to call you out and embarrass you too much. Just a little bit. No one brave enough to speak up? Well, that's okay. It'll come out eventually. All right. Well, one of the reasons I ask is we do like to give our newcomers or anyone new to the call, new to iBUG, or maybe you're just new to using your iOS device. We like to give our newbies a first shot at getting us going with questions for tonight. So, do we have anyone who'd like to get us going, or we'll open it up to everybody?
This is Marty.
Yes, Marty, go ahead.
On watch, well, I have a watch series for a couple things. I can't find a way to double tap and just get time haptically. It seems like the speech always takes over. And for some reason, even though a lot of my friends, even people on this call, can turn speech off with like a 2-finger double tap or whatever, or I can, or 2-finger triple tap.
Three-finger double tap.
3-finger double tap. Okay,
on that
does.
on that little bitty screen.
Yes, well, that does not work with me.
Okay.
If I do 3-finger double tap, it turns crown navigation on or off.
Okay.
And the only
So-
reason I want to do that is because then I definitely know if I double tap, I would get haptic
This is Herbie.
feedback.
Okay, Herbie,
Okay,
go ahead.
I mean, it could be a thing of the Watch Series 4, but I guess my first question is, which size watch do you have?
The 44, the largest one of that
Yeah.
series, the 44 millimeter.
So, like, I just tried a the 3-finger double tap on my 6, it definitely turns off speech, non-speech. The Crown is a 2-finger triple tap, and the 3-finger triple tap is a screen curtain. So either it is a failing of the Watch 4 that it can't do that gesture, or it could be, I didn't, finger placement maybe on the screen. I didn't.
Yeah, I've tried a lot of different iterations. I've done the 3-finger triple tap. I've done 3-finger double tap. It could be the series. I'm assuming it's the series 4.
This is Shri.
Go ahead, Sri.
Marty, have you tried to reset that watch back to factory and then reinstalled it?
No, I don't, because it's not a deal breaker. But I've thought about that.
This is Brad. I'll tell you, Marty, you're not alone. I used to use the Taptic Time when I got my very first Series 0, whatever they called it. And I used it for a while, and then I got tired of it just going off randomly and vibrating. So I turned it off. And I know on my Series 3, I had a Series 4. Anyway, no, I didn't have a 4. I had a 5. Anyway, I've never been able to get it to work again. So it's not just you.
So, because I guess when you turn it's Marty, when you turn voiceover off, I guess then you would not get that if you double tapped.
I don't know if Taptic Time is a voiceover feature or if it's just a feature. I can't remember.
I think it is. I thought I tried it once and that didn't work. But I could try it again. Thanks.
Okay. Sorry we weren't able to help you out with
That's
anything
okay.
definitive there.
Yeah. No problem.
Okay, who's like to go with our next question?
Sharon,
Okay, go ahead.
I have an iPhone 12 mini, and this has happened like maybe 2 or 3 times in the last few days. It's very recent, but the phone gets hot and it turns itself off. And when I touch it, boy, that phone is hot. But I'm not sure why. I honestly don't know why this is happening. Any idea?
Anyone got any ideas why Sharon's 12 mini is so hot?
It's hot.
This is Jody.
This is Herbie.
Let's go with Jody first, and then we'll see.
Is
if
it
she's got-
possible that your flashlight is on?
Well, yeah, that I am constantly hitting things, and it could be. You think that could just do it?
That could do it. Yeah.
Okay, that could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what Herbie's thoughts are. Herbie?
So, I mean, the flashlight is definitely something worth checking. In fact, I hadn't even thought of that. So it's definitely a good suggestion there, Jody. The other thing, though, that could be is just you've got a phone that had a really, in my opinion, not good battery. Well, I guess maybe other people had better experiences than I did, and that wasn't even with a mini. So it could be things intensely using the battery. Like, I don't know if you do any like YouTube watching or anything like that, but a lot of intense activity or even Zoom can sometimes just, even my 13 Pro can even get a little bit hot if it's using Zoom and I have the screen constantly unlocked. So if it's not the flashlight, then I would say pay attention to what activities you're doing when it's getting hot, and if it's anything that you can try to reduce the phone's activity, like locking the screen or things like that, then that should help. And putting it on the charger too, that can so it's not using the battery if you're in a position to do that.
This is Shri.
Go ahead, Shri.
I'm just out of curiosity, how are you charging your phone?
You mean like in a surge protector? Is that what you're asking me, Sheree?
No,
The
just are you using using an MFI certified cable and a brick, or are you just using a third party? How are you charging it?
Okay, forgive me for not
Sure.
being,
Let me,
but
yeah.
I'm using the plug that came, with the phone. Is that the right answer? Is that what you were
Yep.
asking?
Yep, that's the right answer. So
Sorry.
you're
Oh, you're
using
on
the
the one.
original cables.
Yes, that's
Okay.
yes.
And then
And
when
I have, sorry, I have it in a surge protector. Is that also what you wanted to know?
no, the surge protector
Okay.
is not really critical. It's more that that you're using a good, the brick and then a cable. Now, are you using a brick to the end to plug to the surge protector, or are you plugging to like a USB port on the surge protector?
Okay, I'm going to ask this. Remember, I get confused.
No,
I mean,
just
the thing that it came with. So the square, is that the brick, the square that it came with, and the plug that it came with, all the original stuff. That's what I'm using.
okay. I didn't know the 12 came with the cable and a brick, so
Well, I'm not sure what a brick. Now I'm
brick
gonna.
is, so basically you have a cable that connects to the lightning port, and the other end is going to be the other end that would connect to either a USB A port or a C port, depending on what kind of cable you have. And that little connector will plug to the wall or to your surge protector.
Yeah, it's the connector plugs to the surge protector. Yeah, that's what it came with.
Okay, and does it get warm when you're charging it?
That doesn't get warm. The phone, no, I don't think so. Are you asking me if the surge protector, when that brick gets warm, or if the phone gets warm?
The phone is getting warm when you charge it.
No, not really. No.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't know why it's doing it. Sorry.
This is Brad. I used to have a phone that sometimes would be warm for no reason, and I would find that if I shut it off, did a full shutdown.
Yeah.
You didn't even have to do a hard shutdown, just a regular shutdown, and then restart the phone. It seemed to cure whatever was the problem. I always assumed something was running in there, and if I restarted the phone, it cleared the RAM and cleared everything. I close all the apps and restart the phone. I don't know. You might try that and see if it does you any good. I don't know.
All right. Well,
Just a
thank you.
thought.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. Some good ideas there. Who's
This is-
got our next questions?
This is Thomas in Grand Junction.
Yes, Thomas.
I just had a comment on the battery thing. The other thing you might want to go do is check your battery health, because when the batteries start to go bad, I had an iPod that went bad and it just got hotter and hotter until the screen popped out, actually.
Oh, good.
So check the battery health and see what the battery looks like. I'm done speaking. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know how to do that, Sharon?
Yeah, I know where it says battery health. You mean where, and then it says like percentage, how many percent?
Yep.
Yeah, it's at 84. Does that help? Does that
That's
make
a little, yeah, that's getting down there. That's
it?
getting down there.
This is Shree.
Yeah, go ahead, Sheree.
I was going to say, if it's
And then let's
84,
move
your
on.
battery is probably it's probably getting close to like to 82%. Apple recommends battery change at 80%. So you're probably in that border line.
Even though it's not 2 years yet, huh?
No, it's really not based on the length of your phone. It's based on how much charges it's been recycling, and that's what affects it.
Okay. So you think it's like time to, it's Sharon, sorry. You think it's time to investigate a new battery?
This is straight.
Yeah,
That
go
would be
ahead,
your
Sheree.
cheapest fix for that phone right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Go ahead. Who do we have? And then let's move on.
This is Shannon. I had a
Yeah,
comment for
Janet.
Sharon. If you have a Best Buy nearby, they replace phone batteries for Apple devices.
Good tip. All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. All right. Let's move on to the next question. Who's got our next question?
This is Marion.
Yes, Marion.
Hey, I have a 13 and I've never even tried to explore the LiDAR function. And I wondered with the iOS 16, if anybody is using LiDAR for anything, or, did that. create more opportunities or improvements or apps, or, generally, does anybody use it for anything?
Who can talk about LiDAR for us? I know we have a couple of LiDAR experts out there.
This is Dan.
Yeah, Dan.
I don't claim to be an expert, but on a podcast that I listened to, a person was demonstrating. This was a visually impaired person. This person was using LiDAR to determine when someone was moving ahead. In other words, if you're in a line and you're, waiting, you're whatever, doing something, you can use it to determine when the person in front of you is moving ahead, and then to keep going. That's the only LiDAR demonstration I've ever heard.
This is Pete.
Go ahead, Pete.
First of all, do you have a 13 or a 13 Pro?
Just a 13.
Then you don't have LiDAR.
Oh, I thought I did.
No,
With
only the
13.
Pros. Only the Pros, 12s, and the 13 Pros have the LiDAR detection.
Oh, well, pardon my question then. Thank you.
Okay. Figured
That's why you can't find it.
I didn't even look
That's why
yet.
you
It was
haven't been able to use it.
intimidating. Oh,
But
it's
I know that
intimidating me.
iOS 16 has that door detection. Has that been implemented yet? Does anybody know?
I believe it is, and I
Yeah.
know some people who have used it, and they say it seems to work okay. Well,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
heard
they
that
say.
on
I haven't tried it.
on the Apple Viz podcast.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, all right. Maybe next time you'll upgrade, you'll think about the Pros. You can play with the LiDAR.
Well, thank you very much.
All right. Okay, sorry to be the bearer of bad news there. But anyhow, let's move on to our next question. What other issues can we resolve?
This is Greg.
Yes, Greg.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of trouble with the Bard app, and it seems like I heard other people complaining about that, but the voices goes to real loud sometimes, and then the voice stops altogether sometimes. Is that something that others are experiencing too? And do we just need to wait on an update?
Because this is the new updated Bard app, correct?
Correct. I've re-downloaded it just recently, and I've done the reboots and all that. It's still acting up, especially when I do the rewind or the sleep timer.
Okay. Anybody out there using the new updated Bard app? Anybody experiencing what Greg's experiencing? Anybody?
This is Jody.
Yeah, Jody.
I have been listening to Bard all day and I haven't had a problem. I'm sorry about that. I haven't updated to 16 yet, but I have updated the Bard app, but I'm not having any problems.
This is Judy.
Go ahead.
A friend of mine was having problems with her Bard, and she went into the screen recognition, all those settings, and somehow they got turned on. I guess maybe when she, updated to 16, and she turned all of them off. The screen and the whatever the other two are, and it solved the problem. Her Bard just straightened right out. So I don't know if those settings could have accidentally got turned on in accessibility.
This is Herbie.
Yeah, go ahead, Herbie.
So I'm just curious. So you said the voices are going louder, like the audio of the book you're listening to?
Yeah, this is Greg. Yes, the audio of the book that I'm listening to will just go, like if I do the sleep timer and then wake up and rewind 15 minutes, then sometimes the voice that the Bard reading voice will just be screaming loud.
Okay, so it's during a very specific action that you encounter this bug, not just when you're listening to the book in general.
Yeah, that is correct. And then
Okay.
and then it'll follow up and the voice will just go silent. There won't be any voice at all.
All right. Can I just say real quick as a general statement, not as a put down, but it really does help when you have a bug to be as specific as possible so that now I know what to actually duplicate because I've used Bard with iOS 16 and I've not had that problem, but I don't think I've used the sleep timer in a while. So now I know what you're looking at. Now it's something to go play with. So I'm not trying to put you down. I'm just trying to say it does help when reporting a bug. The more specific you can be to duplicate a problem, that does really help. So now I have something to at least duplicate on my end, and maybe others do as well that want to see if we can duplicate this. So you'll have the sleep timer, you'll go back and you'll hold down the rewind button, and it'll do like the piano musical sound or whatever, and that's when you encounter the problem with it suddenly going really loud and then disappearing. All right.
That is correct.
This is Shri.
Well, I'm going to find out.
Okay, go ahead, Shri.
Greg, does it happen every time?
No, it does not. It happens, I would say every probably third or fourth time.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, this is Herbie with one more question, and I'll go away.
Go ahead, Herbie.
When this occurs, like, are you using the phone speaker? Are you using Bluetooth? Has this happened on multiple devices?
Yeah, this is Greg. I'm using an AirPods, and I'll try triple tapping VoiceOver on the side button. I'll try reconnecting Bluetooth on the AirPods. None of those seem to work.
Okay, but this is always happening when you're using AirPods, correct? You've not noticed this. Okay, so interesting because I don't know if it's a fact or not because AirPods introduce, you have the surround sound option now with Bard, so I wonder if that's a factor too. All right, very good.
Yeah, this is Greg.
Yeah, go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, just one more thing, Brad. I was wondering if this was iOS 16 related, and maybe Bard hadn't caught up to changes in iOS 16, but or maybe it is the sleep timer related to that and the rewind.
Can't say myself. Okay, well. All right. Well, good luck, Greg. Well, please let us
This is
know.
Jody with a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead, Jody.
Have you tried it with a different book?
This is Greg. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's move along to another question, another issue. Who would like to go and get a chance?
This is Marcia.
Yes, Marcia.
I was in a flood, and so I'm with my daughter in Sarasota, so I don't have my computer, so I'm trying to do everything by Apple. And I only had 3 voiceover lessons. And so all my questions may be very simple or dumb, but
No dumb questions. We love simple questions.
yeah, because you guys talk about complicated things, but every time I come, I learn just a tiny little bit.
Me too.
So
plenty of stupid answers, right?
but at least I'll have a stupid answer to try.
No, there are no stupid questions. Just dumb answers. No, go ahead, please, Marcia.
Okay, so if I go into an email, how do I get it to read? And do I get it to read by Siri or by VoiceOver?
That's a good question. Who knows how to get your email to read?
Nobody.
Oh, apparently nobody. Surely we have a mail expert out there.
This is Shri.
Okay, Shri, go ahead.
So there are a couple of ways you can have it read the email. Are you trying to have it read the whole email or just a quick tidbit of the email?
The body of it.
Okay, so basically when you go to the email app, when you get the list of the emails, when you find the email that you want, you do a 1-finger double tap. That's going to open that particular email app.
No, hold it. When I have that app open and I go to that email and I asked Siri to turn voiceover on, will she start right there? I mean, because usually she goes somewhere else.
So basically what she's going to do is she's going to read whatever the voiceover focuses on. So you'll have to either swipe right or swipe left till you get to that one email that you're looking for. Then
So when I turn voiceover on, do I go to settings to find the email?
no, you can just ask Siri to open the mail app. Then the mail app will open up.
There you go. That's what I need.
Okay. So once you have the mail app open, depending on this, there's some setting configuration that happens in the back end. When you swipe to the right or left, you're going to land on one of those emails. It's not open yet. It's just a list. It's going to have a preview of the email. It's going to read the preview of the email. VoiceOver will read the preview. If you want to read the whole email, you're going to do a one finger double tap to open that email. Once that email is open,
okay. I only had 3 voiceover lessons. I do know that the double tap opens it up.
correct. And then you can do a 2-finger swipe down or a 2-finger swipe up, and it'll start reading it for you.
Okay.
Okay. A 2-finger swipe down is going to read from wherever the voiceover focus is to the end. A 2-finger swipe up is going to read all the way from the toolbar to the end of that email.
Okay, and I'm going to try that out. And if I forget, I'll ask you again next Monday.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Shri.
This is Pete.
Thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Pete.
Have you become familiar with the mentor program that iBUG offers?
I did. And I got a message, but I couldn't read it and I couldn't figure out.
This is Sandhya. Sorry.
Go ahead, Sandhya.
Yeah, you are all set to go. So yeah, we're working on that. So we will probably just contact you to make it a little easier. But we're excited that you're going to be joining us. Okay.
So what happened is I saw something where they had one on Monday and Tuesday, and this was Wednesday, and I'd just been through the hurricane and got rescued, you know. And there was no way that I could have, everybody was running. It was like a military truck came to get me. And then I went, they took me to the police station, and then my daughter couldn't get gas to come up to get me from Sarasota. So my granddaughter's boyfriend had an electric car.
So I just want to tell you, we're so sorry that you are going through that, and that you still want to keep learning. That's great. And maybe it'll help keep your mind off of all this crazy stuff, but we will contact you and we'll get this going. Okay. So don't worry.
And I also didn't know how your name was. So it's Sandhya, so pronounced Sandhya.
Yes. All right.
Beautiful name. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Keep going. Okay.
She can spell it. How about that? All right.
Better than you, Brad.
That's harder.
I know. Exactly. That's why I'm so amazed. I'm still struggling. DOG. Anyway, okay. Who'd like to go with our next question? Who hadn't had a chance?
This is Pete.
Yeah, Pete.
I brought this up in another form. It might have been talk. I'm not sure why. But it happens on both my Mac and my phone. And that is when I delete emails, they mysteriously come back the next time I open my email app. It's strange. I do a one flick up and double tap to delete it. And I do this over on the Mac also. Brad, you might have heard it. And I think I found a setting in my iOS phone that that kind of told me that my settings were set to notify me before deleting. So when you double tap on delete, it VoiceOver prompts you, "Are you sure?" And that was on, but I wasn't hearing it. I don't know if I was just missing it because I have a muted button or sound or something, turned on that I wasn't aware of, but I turned it off. And then it seemed as if my emails were staying deleted, but seems like they've come back, and I've never been able to resolve it over on the Mac. So I'll do a command delete, or just a delete over on the Mac to delete the emails out of my inbox. And oddly enough, they'll be back that same afternoon. It's really strange. Anybody have that?
Who's your carrier?
Gmail.
Gmail. I think this may be a Gmail issue. I think we've talked about this before. Is anybody familiar with this? Who's our Gmail users out there?
Yeah, I mentioned it on Mac and Talk. You might have heard it there.
This is Sandhya. Just a reminder, we're talking about
Yeah, we're
iPhone
talking
here.
about iPhone here.
Still happening
But
on my
I think we've talked about this somewhere, that it's a Gmail thing. I would go.
Yeah, I did not pursue it, so I will.
Yeah, I can't remember what we talked about, but I think you need to go into your Gmail settings on the web-based and look at there and see what you see.
This is Sri.
Yeah, go ahead, Sri.
Is it an issue it being a POP or an IMAP account? The configuration on your iPhone, is it configured as an IMAP?
I'm quite sure it is. Yeah.
Okay, I just make sure everything is configured as IMAP.
Yeah.
You don't want to pop anywhere in between.
No, I don't want to pop.
I will take a look at my Gmail and see if it's happening. I have not paid attention to it, that it's popping back. It's coming back up, but I'll take a look.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing.
This is Chanel.
You go ahead, Chanel.
Yeah, so Pete, you're saying after you kind of fixed that ask to confirm deletion setting, you still had the problem? Is that correct?
Yeah, it kind of went away for a few days, maybe a week, and now it's happening again.
Weird. Make sure that setting didn't get turned on again?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I played with turning off other settings in the audio settings screen to get rid of the clicking that a lot of us used to have on Safari, but I can't imagine that also turned off my voiceover prompt. That's a completely different sound. Yeah,
it is.
But I will check it again. Good thinking.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you, Pete. All right. Who's like to go with our next question? Who hadn't had a chance yet tonight?
This is Marty.
Yeah, Marty.
Something I've had this since iOS 15. I do not get an email, the incoming email sound, like when I get new email. But when I'm browsing through my email and I go to the junk folder just to make sure I'm not missing anything, when I'm in the junk folder, I get the new email sound when it updates that folder. Any reason why it would work on that folder, but not on the inboxes for? Now, I never go to junk for iCloud. This is only AOL, but for iCloud or AOL, I do not get that sound on the inbox.
I don't know. Anybody know about the email notification sound? What's going on Marty's phone? Well,
okay, I guess it's
it's
mysterious,
it's
mysterious to everyone as it is to me, I guess.
Apparently.
This is Janet.
Yeah, Janet.
I'm having the same problem as Marty.
Really? Okay.
Okay, I'm not alone.
Nope,
I feel
you're not
better.
alone.
Well, thanks anyway, folks.
Okay. Okay, let's see who's got our next question.
This is Chanel.
Yes, Chanel.
Yeah, I just actually had it because I was I switched. So I was on Zoom on my phone and now I'm on my computer, and I got off of it on the phone. Well, lately when I've been doing that, everything is still stuck in my speaker. And so I turn voiceover off and back on again. Maybe worked once. I don't remember. But the only way I can, get it back into normal mode is to restart the phone, which is not a huge deal, but it's kind of annoying. So has anybody else experienced this? And I will say it's been primarily a Zoom issue. You get off Zoom and then
Right.
the speech kind of goes, everything
This
goes
is
into the
Herbie.
speaker.
Yeah, go ahead, Herbie.
Yeah, if you just do something like activate Siri or play music, that usually clears up the problem, at least for me, when it does that.
Okie dokie. I
This
should
is
have
bad.
asked
I
you
was going to
before
ask.
raising my. Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask, how are you leaving the Zoom room? Are you?
Like now I just quit the app.
Yeah. Try going up to the upper right corner and actually leaving the room. I have heard of this and
Okay.
experienced it myself. If I'm in a room and I just close the app, I lose voiceover. But if I will actually find the leave room button and select the double tap it and leave the room that way, I still have voiceover once I've left the room.
All right, I'll
Probably
try
got
both
something to
those.
do with Zoom and how it handles voices. And I believe it's iOS 16 thing.
Okay. Yeah, and I'd had my headset plugged in before, and I also took that, so that could be, I'm realizing there's probably several culprits here, but thank you for those suggestions.
This is Herbie.
Go ahead, Herbie.
One thing I've noticed is I actually disabled the call kit because I wanted to, just for the simple reason that I wanted to be able to double tap and roll and dice rolled while being on Zoom calls, but I don't seem to have that problem with call kit disabled in the Zoom app. So yeah, you lose the call waiting functionality, but I don't think I've had that problem since disabling the call kit.
This is Chanel.
Go
Just
ahead, Chanel.
for everyone's benefit, where do you disable that in the Zoom settings?
Yeah, what is it called again?
Call kit, and yeah, it's in the Zoom
Okay.
settings. It's in the meeting settings, I think, or
Okay, yeah, I
it's
think I've seen
it's either in meeting or general. It's one of those. What call kit does is by default it's disabled, but when you have it enabled, it lets you do two things. You get the call waiting beep whenever you get an incoming call, and you can also use picture in picture, which means you can have Zoom, somebody screen sharing and your screen can be locked. But I find that for important meetings, I'm going to be in Do Not Disturb anyway. And, like I said, it also means you can do things like use your headset to, end a Zoom call or whatever if you have call kit enabled. And so it changes the way the phone behaves with Zoom. But, yeah.
Okay. Good tip. Okay, who's got our next question?
This is Dan with a
Yes, sir,
question
Dan.
about what Herbie just said. Where do you find the settings for call kit? That's interesting.
So this is Herbie.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to find it when you're in a Zoom call, first of all. So just a heads up on that. So, but you know where the settings button is on Zoom in the app?
Yes.
So it's under there, and I forget off the top of my head if it's under meeting or general. There's like a couple of settings categories. It's under one of those. I want to say it's under general. I look for it when I need it, and then I forget about it. So, but if you look into the settings button, you're going to find it under one of those two options.
Either general or what's the other one? Meetings?
Meetings. Yep. And there's a lot of interesting things to look in both those things anyway, so it's worth exploring. Because you can do a lot of things like get rid of that driving mode, for instance, and stuff like that. So,
oh, thank you.
All right. Okay, who's got our next question? Moving along. About one of our new callers. Surely we have some new callers who hadn't had a chance to ask a question.
This is Angelo.
Yes, Angelo.
Well, that last comment about a setting for driving mode for Zoom, if I'm on a cruise ship that's moving, do I have to put on driving mode or does it matter?
Ah, good question.
This is Herbie.
Yeah, Herbie.
The driving mode is something that they have enabled by default, and it's so. I guess my question for you is, Angelo, are you going to be driving the cruise ship, or are you going to be a passenger?
Well, I'll be a passenger. There's no.
Well, that does matter. If you were driving the cruise ship, then you would probably want that enabled because you do not want to be a distracted driver, and so Zoom basically disables controls while you're driving, so you can't mute and unmute and things like that. So if you're not driving, then you're better off just having the driving mode off completely because you're not going to be distracted. Of course, the issue is also going to be, well, you have reception while you're on a cruise ship, and that's going to depend on where you're at, and that's a whole other thing. But it really depends on whether you're driving or a passenger on the cruise ship or car or whatever. But it's designed to keep people from using Zoom while actually physically driving their vehicles.
Okay, so if it doesn't work, I'll have to go to settings and turn it off.
Yes, it's in the Zoom settings, and that one I'm pretty sure is under meeting.
Okay, thank you.
This is Pete.
Go ahead, Pete.
I just wanted to ask Angelo, please give us a heads up if you're driving that cruise ship.
Yes,
definitely. Well, it'll be in Europe, so you'll be safe.
You never know.
This is Sri.
Yeah, Sri, go ahead.
Yeah, I just looked at it on my phone. So it's under more general.
Okay, thank you.
And not for the driving, but the call kit.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, who's got our next question? Who's keeping us moving along?
This is Jody.
Yeah, Jody.
So is Call Kit available in other places besides Zoom, and what does it do?
Call Kit. Sounds like it's a function of Zoom.
Okay.
I mean, I know there's
should it be
do
on
not
or off?
disturb while driving at something else, but
Yeah.
This is
Zoom's
Herbie.
got its own do not disturb while driving feature. Go ahead. Is that Herbie?
Yep. Well, I really actually was waiting to see if anybody else wanted to jump in on this one. I have only seen Call Kit as part of Zoom, but it wouldn't surprise me if other conferencing apps have it. Clubhouse, though, definitely does not have that as an option. I can tell you that. And but I have only seen it in Zoom. But there's a ton of conference apps out there that I have not played with, and some may just have it enabled and not even have an option for disabling it too. So
I'm thinking Zoom has a video component and Clubhouse does not.
correct.
That could be why.
Yep.
This is Jody, and what does it do again?
What does it do, Herbie?
So this is basically what it does is it makes it so that when you have it enabled, Zoom acts a little bit more like you're on the phone. And so, like, if you get an incoming call, for instance, you're going to get the call waiting beep rather than a phone call throwing you out of Zoom. So then you get your call waiting options on how you want to handle calls and whatnot. It also lets you do picture in picture, and so that means that you can lock your screen, for instance, like when Michael McCullough, who's just entered the room, so I'm going to pick on him for a second. You know, he's playing his music to introduce the movie Minutia. Oh, I said that right. Wow. You can have your screen locked, and you'll still hear his music. The other thing it lets you do is it actually enables the magic tap and remote control options, and so you can most of the time do the 2-finger magic tap to end a call or use like a button on your headset to end the call rather than it playing or pausing like say a file within the music app. And it also so basically treats Zoom like you're on a phone call rather than just using an app that if you have call kit disabled, which it is by default, then you're able to do things like play music in the background or things like that a lot easier. So it completely changes how Zoom behaves when you're on the phone.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Herbie. Okay, let's move along. Who had a chance that'd like to ask a question? Somebody new. Anybody? Any takers?
This is Sri.
Yes, Sri.
So I'm using the message app, and I've noticed that when I do a dictation, start a dictation and stop the dictation, and I go to rotor to go to, like, say, for example, words or lines, when I flick up or down, I'm getting a dunk sound. Like I'm at an end of both ends. Like I can't go anywhere. And I would expect that the cursor is like towards the cursor's at the end of my dictation on the message app, but I'm not sure where I'm at.
Have you made sure that your focus is still on the message edit area?
So that's where I'm kind of confused, because I'm just doing a 2-finger double tap to start dictation, a 2-finger double tap to stop dictation, and then going to the rotor, going to words, and I get the dunk sound.
Anybody knows what's going on with Sri's attempts to navigate his message after using dictation?
Sounds like a user error.
Well, I know I've experienced it, but I tend to use the little microphone button to start dictation and then 2 fingers to stop it. So I know I took my focus away. So
this is Pete.
Yeah, Pete.
I just almost by habit double tap it to set the insertion point in the search field, just to be sure. When I'm starting, when I start my dictation, I'll set that insertion point before I do my 2-finger double tap. And I think when I finish dictation, I'll do the same thing. So, but I have not experienced the dunking thing, the bedunk.
This is Brad. I will say I have noticed more strange behavior with messages and edit field having or not having focus since moving to iOS 16. So there is some behavior going on there that didn't happen in 15. Okay. Who's like to go with our next question?
Hi, this is Vanessa.
Vanessa.
I heard that. Hi. When you do dictation now, when you have 16, do you have to say comma, period? Because I heard that now you don't have to do that.
Good question. I know I always do it by habit. Anybody have any experience with not having to say punctuation when dictating?
This is Pete.
Yeah, Pete.
There is a new auto punctuation feature in the keyboard settings. Go into settings, general, and keyboard, and down there is an auto punctuation. And it, in theory, will punctuate correctly without you having to speak it. But I've noticed a lot of errors. Commas are where they don't belong, and periods are in the random spots.
Okay. Thanks, Pete.
But you can turn that on, go into, again, settings, iOS settings, and then general, go down to keyboard and flick toward the bottom and you'll see auto punctuation. Give it a try.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you, Pete. Vanessa, very good. Okay, who's like to go next? Anybody hadn't had a chance yet?
This is Sri.
Yeah, Sri.
I just want to make a couple comments from the cafe. People had some questions, and I ran some more scanner tests. And what I found out is it does work well with like numbers. I was able to read after I scanned and took a screenshot of the numbers page. It read it really well from the rows and columns. It basically just went from each row, each column, and then went to each row. I did also try to test it with the hyperlink, and it did not work when I scanned something that had a hyperlink. So those two things that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
This is Herbie.
Yes, Herbie.
That also reminds me, so one other question came up with the file manager and voice stream reader yesterday, and that is the iCloud Drive. Like I said, it's something I actually don't use really to store documents with for scanning, so I didn't realize that. But yeah, the file manager option is your iCloud Drive, so.
Okay.
This is Marty.
Yes, Marty.
I was just curious, Brad, if you, since I mentioned it last week, if you tried the transparency on the AirPods Pro 2, and also how do I sound? I've got a new headset. I got it a couple months ago, and it's the first time I've used it on this call.
You sound
It's
good.
It's a Sennheiser Momentum 3 over the ear.
Uh-huh. You sound
And
real
what I like about it is that it actually has a pause feature on the headset, a mute microphone feature on the headset. Oh,
Yeah, you sound real
okay,
good.
thanks.
And no, I really haven't messed with
Okay.
the transparency. I've been using my AirPods Pro 2 more. I'm still having some of that same issue I talked about. It's sporadic.
Because I may be getting one shortly, like a week or so, because I think
Yeah.
Prime Day is tomorrow and Thursday.
Right.
I mean Wednesday.
Yep. They sound phenomenal, but I'm hoping there's a funny where they lose synchronization. I'm hoping they'll fix that soon with the firmware.
This is Marty again. Is the
go
bass
ahead.
different though on the two than the Pros first gen?
I think sound in general is fuller, and yes, there seems to be more bass. It's not
Oh, good.
overbearing, but it sound in general seems much fuller. I mean, I thought the original AirPod Pro were fantastic, but
Yeah.
takes it a step
Well,
further. If you
This is Marty. I'm mainly getting them because it has the volume feature, which I
Mhm,
missed
that is
in
nice.
the yes. Okay, thanks.
Hey, we got a few more minutes. Who hadn't had a chance to ask a question? Now's your time before we do the break and the sideshow. Oh, wait a second. We have time for a 1-minute question, but we're pretty much there.
This is Sri.
Yeah, Sri,
I
good.
got a really simple question to ask Marty. That mute button on the microphone, the headphone he's using, does it give him an audible alert when it goes on mute, or is it a slider, or how does he know when it's mute or unmute?
No, this is Marty. It's actually the volume down button, and you hold it for several seconds, and it will say mute on or mute off.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right. Well, I got 59, so that's
All
close enough for
right.
me.
I think
Sandhya?
it's close enough for me
I'm going to hand the baton to you.
Thank you, sir. All right, those are great questions that we had, and we have lots more to come in the second half. But right now, we'd like for people to say hello. If you didn't get to say hello the first time, say who you are and where you're from. And maybe if this is your first time here, tell me that too, please.
Paul from
This is
Tulsa.
Jake
from Michigan.
Hey, Paul, Jake, welcome.
Thank you. Sheree from Virginia.
You're welcome.
Joe
Thomas from
Oklahoma.
Colorado.
Okay, Thomas and
Joe from Oklahoma.
hey, Joe, welcome to both.
Julie from California.
Hey, Julie, welcome.
Thank you.
Who else wants to say hi? Just say who you are and where you're from. Anybody else? Okay, going once.
Brooks in Oklahoma.
Hey, Brooks, welcome. Got some
Nikki,
Oklahomans
San
on.
Francisco.
Hey, Nikki, welcome. Got 3 Oklahomans. That's pretty good. Good job. Okay. All right. So, okay, we're getting ready to get ready to do the big reveal. And with those, so I'm just running out of words. You know, they're just beyond description, shall we say. So with those clues, we will hand it over to the iBUG guy. iBUG guy, are you there? Dare I ask?
Living up, living up, living up, living up. Surrounded by fine ladies, dainty babies, rocking and jigging to songs of all ages.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we don't hear you.
Yes, 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 I'm here. What's happening?
Interesting choice there. Music.
Yeah, man.
Oh God. Don't start.
So, did we tell them what we're doing?
No.
Okay, so this Friday we have a great movie for you, another feature film that has never been seen on iBUG Night at the Virtual Movies. So we hope you will join us this Friday, 7:30 for the pre-movie social, 8 p.m. for the movie, and stick around afterwards for the trivia and discussion. So with that, we are getting ready to, I gotta find my notes. Where's the notes?
Okay, and we want to go over some rules, right, sir?
No, we're not going to go over. We don't got no stinking rules.
Yes, we got some stinking rules.
It's now time for Michael.
He broke the sound barrier. Mr. McCullough, come back.
Yes, we have some rules. We have some rules. Yes, we are going to give you 5 clues. Count them, 5. And you get 1 guess per clue. Then you get how many? Total of
5 guesses total.
5 guesses per game. So that is the rules. And one more rule. Don't just shout out the answer. Say your name, wait to be recognized, and then you can guess the title. And just to eliminate any false steps, the movie is not Transformers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, here we go for clue number 1.
Oh boy.
Our film this week takes us back across the pond. Across the pond.
Across the pond.
This is Shree.
Shree.
You took my original thought away, but how about Letters to Juliet?
Letters to Juliet. That is definitely across the pond, but that is not the right one that we want this time. Good try, Shree, and thanks for not whatever.
Okay.
And you get to stay in the game just for that. All right, here we go. Anybody else? We're going to move on to clue number 2. This murder mystery is based on a novel that is loosely connected to a true criminal case.
Paul?
Paul.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Murder on the Orient Express. I think that's the wrong pond.
Oh, that pond.
This is Ned.
All right, Ned.
Rebecca.
Rebecca. Never seen it. So guess what, Ned? Won't be here this week. Sounds like a good movie, though.
This is Shri.
Shri.
Is it the girl on the train?
Ooh, I like that one. Let me caucus with the judges. He thinks it.
Will you hurry up?
No. Sorry, Shri. Good try, though. The girl on the train. We will be seeing that sometime in the future.
Who said? Okay, keep going.
Anybody else? Anybody else before we move on to our next clue? A murder mystery based on a novel that is what? Loosely connected to a true criminal case.
This is Marty.
Hey, Marty.
Letters to Romeo.
Letters to Romeo. That one died along with Letters to Juliet, unfortunately.
Star-crossed.
This is David.
Oh, David.
The girl with the dragon tattoo.
Oh, that would be another great movie, which we've already seen. Yes. And that is definitely across the pond, the right pond. All right. Moving on to clue number 3. We know the identity of the killer, but another man seems much more guilty.
This is Shri.
Shri.
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes. Part 1, part 2, or part 3?
I'll take all 3 of them.
And you have been eliminated for the game. That's 3 guesses. Oh, 5 guesses have been used. Sorry about that. All right, all right. Anybody else?
Mr. Brooks.
Brooks.
Notorious.
Notorious. Ooh, that would be very close. I would like to see that one myself.
Go on.
But that's not it. Sorry. Good try, though. Good try. All right, here we go. Clue number
4. Oh.
Although we know the killer is a slimy bastard, somehow we're sweating along with him.
Ooh.
Although we know the killer is a slimy bastard. I just wanted to say that again.
I know that. That was the first and last time. That
Somehow we're sweating right along with him.
Okay, nobody knows.
Oh, we're going to stump the
This is
audience.
Marianne.
Marianne.
Yes. Okay. Godzilla.
Godzilla. I don't think that's across the pond.
That's the wrong
Other
The
pond.
other
pond.
pond. Yeah, it's the other pond.
That's the big
Yeah.
one.
Oh, all right.
Try to
Good
get
try,
a
Marion.
consensus on the other pond.
All right, go back to Tennessee.
She's already there.
Oh, she's already there. Okay. Anybody else? Clue number 4. Going
David.
once.
David.
David.
Oh, so Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Oh, David. That's what the judges.
What does he do to prepare these?
Yeah. No.
Or what?
He needs some
Dr. Jekyll
professional
and
help.
Mr.
Sandhya.
Hyde is incorrect. Good try, David. All right. Were you on? Did I hear another name?
Just had to confirm
Pete.
that.
Oh,
This is Pete.
Go, Pete.
Yeah, ignore me. Go ahead.
we try.
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper. Ooh,
Mm.
very good. Unfortunately, I have to caucus with the judges again.
What?
They're Japanese
Getting
children.
tongue.
I guess
Chinese.
so.
Unfortunately, that is
That is what?
The suspense is
He
killing
passed
us.
out.
That is what? Where'd he
Must have passed out.
go?
incorrecto, said the
Sorry for
judges.
that.
All right, clue number 5, last and final clue. This will definitely give it away.
I hope so.
The
I can
killer
only hope.
gets the name, gets the nickname, the necktie killer. The necktie killer.
'Cause he's dapper.
And
Nikki,
oh, Nikki,
the necktie murders.
the necktie murders is very close, but very wrong. All right, I'm gonna give you another hint.
Oh, dear.
Brooks earlier was on the right track. He was so close.
What was his answer?
What did he say?
He said notorious.
Notorious.
Pretty
I would have
Hitchcock.
figured, I would have thought Brad would have picked up on this.
Yeah, I know I did. Notorious is Hitchcock.
Yes. Obviously.
Early Hitchcock.
Brad and Pete are also kind of close.
Early Hitchcock.
All right. Unfortunately, no one has
This
come
is
away-
Ned.
Oop, Ned.
Is it To Catch a Thief?
To catch a thief.
Well, that is across the pond.
I think we've seen that one, haven't we?
No, we have
haven't,
not.
and it's
Oh, we have not seen that one. Okay.
The
Thief,
last
not a
Grace
murderer.
Kelly movie that she did with
Obviously,
Hitchcock.
that is not it either, since I don't know what we've seen.
No.
Good try. Okay, yes.
This is Marcia. Is it Gaslight?
We just saw that.
Yes.
Looks like we've seen that.
You're a week late on that one.
Good try, Mark.
This is Shri.
Shri.
Is it Bumblebee?
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Like in
Transformers.
Okay, come on.
All right. We're
is
going to have to
Herbie.
just go ahead and
We're
move it
moving on.
down. Good try, everybody.
Okay,
But
thank
this
God.
week's feature is an Alfred Hitchcock thriller murder mystery, and it is called Frenzy.
How's that with Notorious?
It is one of his later movies,
One
which
of those later
he,
ones.
he takes it back to his style of the 1940s. So,
Wow.
all right.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, Johnny, we get to keep the prize this week.
Well, this prize I would have liked to have given away, but okay.
We'll save it. We'll make it a double, a double header next week.
Double down next time.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. McCulloch. That wasn't painful at all. Okay. Frenzy, Alfred Hitchcock, come check it out. Okay, here we go. We're going to
It's got an all across the pond cast, by the way.
Oh, yes. So get your that'll be fun. Challenging. Okay. Thank you, Mr. McCulloch. Good night to you. All right, you're going away.
Jiggers and Mike MCs, hand in the air if you love ladies. If you can't show you want chichi. You're not in my category. Rolling my truck, buckle up. Girls pull me over, asking me what's up. Living up, living up. Bye. Living up.
Okay, thank you, Mr. McCulloch. Now, Brad, we're going to go to the iBUG Bites segment, and then after that, we'll go back to our regularly scheduled program. Brad, are you there? Oh, Brad.
All righty.
There
You
you
hear
are.
me?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
I'm lurking.
You're lurking. All right.
Lurking. All righty. Here we go with this week's iBUG Buzz Bites segment. And this is as much a demo of the feature as making you aware of a bug in this new feature. In iOS 16 in the Mail app, there's a feature that's been talked about over on that desktop side, but it's also came to the iOS. It is a feature in Mail that allows you to schedule an email to be sent later. And it's kind of neat, and it's a little cleverly hidden. So I thought it deserved a little demo to take a look at it. So I will open my trusty iPhone here.
2016.
Okay. And I'm in the Mail app.
Minimized.
I have prepared a draft email just for this demo, and we're ready to go. So I've got an email already composed. It is to myself because I do that. I talk to myself too. But I have an email ready to go. So I'm ready to send it, but I don't want to send it now. I want to send it later. So I will find
Send button.
The send button up here in the upper right corner. And I will do either a one finger double tap and hold, or as some people like to do, a one finger triple tap.
Minimized send
So-
button.
When we hear that little sound, we're
Dismiss context menu button.
and it opens up a little context menu.
Send later button.
And I start out, there is a
Send now button.
at the top. There is a send now button that will, if I select that, it sends the email right now, just like always.
Send 21 tonight button.
And it will send it 2100. That's 9 p.m. for those of you who use AM PM time. So it will send it tonight at 9 p.m. And that's there all the time. It doesn't matter that 9 p.m. is only in an hour. It would have done that if it was this morning. Then the other choice is
Send 8 tomorrow button.
send 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Okay, so those are pre-programmed in there. You can write an email and schedule it to send tonight at 9 p.m. or tomorrow at 8 a.m. And then
Send later button.
send later button. This is where we get to schedule our own, and here's where our bug comes in. I'm going to double tap on this choice.
Thursday, October 6th. Cancel button.
And opens up another screen here, and at the top is a little explanation. It says,
This message will be delivered by this device at the time you choose. Make sure this device is online to ensure message delivery.
which means that once I set this up, my phone has to be turned on and has to be online, meaning either on Wi-Fi or cellular data, because it won't send if it's not online. Okay, so keep that in mind. And most of us, our iPhones are usually either on cellular or on Wi-Fi, one or the other all the time, but just don't turn the thing off, and it should go. So we go down here.
Send.
And there is a little category called send.
October 10th, 2022 button.
And
Expanded.
here's a time. Now here's our problem. We have a time
2018 button. Collapsed.
and it says button collapsed.
October 10th, 2022 button. Expanded.
The date is expanded, and we have a calendar down below, just like you would see if you're in the calendar app and you're setting a time. You have a date and time picker.
Month. October 2022 button. Adjustable.
Says I'm in October.
Selected. Today. Monday.
And I
October
move down
10th
into
button.
the days, and it's got today selected. Okay. Now a couple things I can do. I can go back up here to
Month. October 2022 button. Adjustable.
Adjustable. I can swipe up or down.
November 2022.
You do it November.
October 2022.
Obviously.
October 2022. October
I cannot
2022.
go earlier than October. But
November
I go later,
2022.
November.
December 2022.
December.
November 20. October
When
2022.
I am on October or any other month, I can double tap.
Month. October 2022. Adjustable. Hide year picker. October 2022.
Picker comes
Button.
up and it says year picker, but it allows me to pick
October. Picker item. Adjustable.
a month. And of course, I can swipe up or down to pick a month.
2022. Picker item. Adjustable.
2022. So I can set this to go in a year from now,
2023. 2024.
2 years from now. So I can set this
2020.
up
2022.
for quite a while. Okay.
October. Picker. Hide year picker. October 2022. Show year picker.
I
October
hid the year
2022.
picker. I wanna
Month.
set this-
October 2022.
I'd
Button.
like
Adjustable.
to set this email to send tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. That way the recipient thinks I'm an early bird, you know? So
Selected. Today. Tuesday. October 11th. Button.
Tuesday.
Selected. Tuesday. October 11th.
I have selected Tuesday, October 11th. Now I'm done with my day picker.
October 11th. 2022. Button. Expanded.
Expanded. I would think I would double tap this.
October 11th. 2022. Expanded. October 11th. 2022. Expanded.
It does not collapse.
2020. Button.
I go
Collapse.
over to the time and it says 2020. That's the 8:20 p.m. That's the time I open this. And I would think maybe I could tap on this and it would collapse the day picker and open the time picker.
2020. Collapsed.
And it doesn't. This is the bug. And this has been noted by Jonathan Mosen in his podcast. So it's a known bug. Hopefully Apple will fix this, one would think, in the 16.1 update, because this really limits the functionality of this feature. And this is one of the reasons I wanted to demo it, is because of this problem. But just to move along with the rest of the demo, let's assume I've been able to do this. I've got this set. It's going to send tomorrow.
October 11th. 2022. Button.
Okay.
Expanded.
Up here at the top,
Done. Button.
there's a done button.
Send later. Cancel. Button.
There's also a cancel button on the left corner, but I'm
Send
going to
later.
go with
Done.
done.
Button.
Okay. I have set it. My
Mailboxes.
drafts folder
Back button.
is now empty. Let's look at our folder.
Mailboxes. Back button.
My
Mailboxes.
We see
Edit
that I
button.
now have in my usual list of folders.
Inbox. Mailboxes. Inbox. 3 unread. Unread. 3 unread messages. Attachments. Send later. 1 unread message.
I have a send later folder, similar to an outbox, but this is a send later folder, and it's only there as long as there is something that's scheduled to be sent later. And when I open up and look at,
Selected. Bradford Snyder. Buzz Bite demo. Bradford Snyder. Buzz Bite demo. Tomorrow at 20.
there's the email, and it says tomorrow at 20.
Bradford Snyder. Buzz Bite demo. Tomorrow at 20. 20. Actions
So it
available.
tells me when it's scheduled to be sent. I can double tap on it just like any draft, and I can open it up. I can modify it. I can change it. But of course, there's only so much I can do to it because of that bug in the time. And if I just leave it there, it will send tomorrow at 8:20 p.m. And that's it. That's what I wanted to show you all, is how to use what limited functionality there is right now in the send later feature in iOS Mail and iOS 16. So that's my demo.
All right, very cool. That is I'm just thinking about all the possibilities there. We send out a lot of emails, so I could just use that date feature. Okay, very good. Let's open it up. All right, who has a question for Brad? Just say your name, wait to be recognized.
This is Shri.
Go ahead, Shri.
Yes, Shri.
So Brad, is that folder under the toolbar down at the bottom? Or
No. The folder I just looked at?
Yeah, the one that says the schedule for tomorrow folder.
No, I went to my list of folders. Hang on.
2024. Mail. Send later. Heading. Mailboxes. Back button. Mailboxes.
My mailboxes, just
Edit.
like
Inbox. 3 unread messages. Unread. 3 unread messages. Attachments. Send later. 1 unread message.
and it's above, it's in the group of folders it's not part of, because if I keep going,
Yahoo. WBSJR@swell.net.
there's my my ATT Yahoo email and all of its folders.
Drafts. Send. Drafts.
Draft.
Send.
Sent.
Junk. 48 on trash. Archive.
Those are all the other folders that are in that mail account. So what's above there?
Trash. Junk. Send.
Up there at the
Rat.
top of
Yahoo.
your list
Send
of
late.
folders.
Attachment. Unread. Inbox. 3 unread messages.
The reason
Okay, so
I'm
it's in
asking that,
amongst your list of mailboxes.
the reason I'm asking that question is the undo send button is down at the bottom of the toolbar. So I was just wondering if that's kind of like the same place that this
That is
function.
when I am in.
Updated just now. Compose. But send later. 1 unread message. Yahoo.
That's when I'm in
WBSAR@swell.net.
the,
Send later. 1 unread message.
that's separate, I think. This is send later.
Attach. Send later. 1 unread message.
I've seen the undo send button. That's a separate deal. Doesn't have anything to do with this.
Send later. 1 unread message.
See, I'm in send later.
Selected. Bradford Snyder. Toggle filtering. Button. Compose. Button.
If I'm in.
Bradford Snyder. BuzzBite demo. Compose. Button. Reply. Button. Move. Dim. Delete. Button.
No, I got the same. I'm in the email and I got the same usual buttons at the bottom. So undo send is a separate feature. That's not what I'm demoing.
All right. Very cool. Anybody else? Question for Brad?
This is Marion.
Go, Marion.
Okay, hopefully this is a quick one. I have 8 pages on my home screen and not all are full with icons.
Well, wait, hold
and
on,
I don't
hold on.
want to have.
Hang on, Marion. Is this relating to Brad's thing or is this a new question?
Oh, I thought we were done with
Okay,
that.
well,
I'm
hang
sorry.
on. Let's just make sure. It's okay. Hold on. Anybody else
Okay.
questions for Brad? Okay, well, hang on 1 second. I also just had, before we get to Marion's question, just a real quick, sense of, we've been doing these iBUG Bites segments for a while now. And, we wanted to, just real quick, are people, I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time on it, but are people finding them useful? Do we continue? We take time to prepare these. We try to find things that people will find useful or maybe they don't know about and want to try. So, just you can be good or bad or whatever, but we'd like to, get a little quick sense of what y'all think.
This is Jake.
Go ahead, Jake.
I think that the iBug bites are useful and I find them helpful.
All right, thank you. And you don't have to all be nice. You
Screen
can
dim.
tell me the truth. If you hate them, tell me you hate them. Okay, go ahead.
This is Angelo. I love them.
All right, thank you, Angelo. Okay, next.
This is Jody. I do too.
Okay, well, that's good. Anybody else?
And this is Nikki.
Yes.
Even though I don't use a lot of this stuff, I find it fascinating and I love hearing about it all.
Okay.
So you guys are doing a wonderful, wonderful service to everybody.
Oh, thank you, Nikki. All right. Anybody else? Just even any? Yes, Sharon.
I like them.
Okay,
good.
like them.
Keep going.
Okay. All right. Well, we don't want to. We always try to make the best use of your time. This
Michael.
is prime. Yes, sir.
I think they're slimy bastards.
That's 3 times. You're done.
This is Marty.
The
Marty,
waiting
go ahead.
room.
Marty.
I think they're good. I have found some that I don't use or don't find useful, but I have some that are. So considering the size of our group, it's like they'll fit somebody. They may not fit all of us all the time, but they will all fit probably someone. So I think we should.
Great summary. That is kind of our whole call, right, Marty?
Agreed.
They
Yeah.
fit somebody, but not
Agreed.
everybody. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Marty. All right. Well, okay. I don't want to. Okay. Well, thank you
This
for
is
your.
Dee.
Go ahead, Dee.
You even get my approval.
Your approval? Do you approve?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I'm honored. Okay. Thank you.
But I want to know,
Yes.
Brad, is there something wrong with your phone? 3 unread emails. Mine has over 600.
Okay. You're still doing good. How about. Okay, well, I won't talk about it. Okay, thank you, Dee. Dee approved. So we are done with this discussion. And
That's
if
right.
you, huh? What?
That's right.
Yeah.
Screen dimmed.
And if you didn't feel comfortable and want to share your opinion offline, you can always send us an email at ibugtoday@gmail.com. Okay? All right. Thank you for your feedback, and we will keep doing it. And if you have suggestions, also, we always welcome people, for the, other different calls. We do a lot of demos. we don't want to always, ask the same people. I mean, we love our knowledgeable people, and I know there are a lot of other knowledgeable people out there that may be a little apprehensive about doing a demo. This is for everyone. We're all learning, and the best way to learn something is if you have to explain it to somebody. So we have cafes, we have Apple workshops, we have lots of opportunities to present, and we would love for you to be a part of that because this is a whole team effort. So we want everybody to be a part of it. Okay, with that, we will go back to Miss Marion's question. Marion, are you still there? She left.
Oh, sorry, I had to wake up. I was past my bedtime.
It wasn't that long. Gosh, such a
Well,
baby. Go ahead.
I didn't think I needed to add another accolade to your long string of praise and adoration. Hey, I'm sorry. Okay, so I want to organize the icons on my home screen, and it's currently 8 pages, but not all the pages are full. And rather than having to do individually move and drag and all that, is there a way to, is there a setting to just boom, organize them, consolidate them into fewer pages?
To fewer pages. Okay, who would like, and we also like to encourage different people to answer questions. So who here has tried to organize their home pages? I know some people have. I'm sure they have beautiful folders, structures, and so forth. You're talking about folders? Anybody would like to help Marion out?
This is Marty.
Go ahead, Marty.
One thing that I have done is taking apps of a particular category. If I have like say 8 or 9, for example, I took all my health apps and I think I made them, I didn't call them health because that's an app. I forget what I think I called them medical folder. And then I took all my streaming apps like Hulu and Prime and Netflix, because I have about 11 or 12 of those, stuck them in a folder. And then my biggest folder is blindness, all apps that are like for us, like voice stream scanner, voice stream reader. It's about 35 of those. I put them in a folder. And while you have to go into the folder to access any one of them, but at least it kind of minimizes your home screen and reduces it.
Yeah, no, that's a good strategy. Anybody else have a strategy? Or okay, so her question is also what is the most efficient way to do this? I mean, I think I have an idea, but anybody else have a thought? What is she going to have to do? Go, Shri.
So I understand your goal is you want to have less clutter of different apps throughout, and you just want to bring it all into. You want to fill all of them in, correct?
I want to fill in the empty space. So I've currently got 8 pages, but they're not all full.
Sure.
And so I just want to get them down to consolidated into fewer pages.
So do you know how to use the edit feature? Where you flick up
Oh
on
yeah,
an app?
I just didn't want to do it all one by one by one.
No, you can do it all at once by doing it. So basically, you
I'm
flick up
sorry.
and go to edit, and then you're going to go to where you have the option to be able to move. Once you're in that mode, you can just start selecting everyone that you want to move, and they'll all just pile up. It'll say 1 of 2, 2 of 2, 3 of. It'll say you've got 3, you got 4, you got 5, you got 6, and they all will move.
Oh, now that you mention it, I remember hearing that add to drag session.
Right. And what'll happen is if you all move it to the first page, it's just going to filter out, and whatever fills up the first page, it'll go to the second page. When the second page has 24 apps, it'll go to the third page.
Oh, thanks. Okay.
This is Pete. It's under the add to drag. Add to drag.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, anybody else thoughts for Marion? So Marion, just beware that then, I mean, I would be a little apprehensive about doing that because then I wouldn't know. I mean, if you already know where something is, then, I guess it'll just be some random place, but,
Well, confession, I usually just ask Siri to open the App Store or open Travelocity, so I don't know where they are. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Thank
all.
you.
Okay, very good. Anybody else? Final thoughts for Marion? Okay, good night, Marion. Okay.
Good night.
Okay. All right. Who's next? New question. Somebody who hasn't had a turn. We will stop the traffic for you. That's what we're here for. Come on, somebody new.
Dana.
Dana, there you are. What's your question?
Yeah. Well, I was wondering, has anybody noticed that has updated to 16 a battery, their battery not lasting as long as when they were on 15 dot whatever.
Okay. Anybody noticing a battery drain with 16, iOS 16? Anybody?
This is Brian.
Brian, there you are. Yes, sir.
I did notice that the first couple of days after I did the 16, but it seems to have gone back to normal after, I don't know, about a day and a half, 2 days.
Oh, okay. That's good news. So.
And also 16.0.3 came out today.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's important. Any significant, it's just like under the hood kind of fixes or anything we want to know about, or?
No, nothing really. They just said security and for some issues with camera with the 14 Pro and Pro Max.
All right. Well, thank you, Brian. All right. Anybody else? Okay, Dana. Well, hopefully it'll resolve itself according to Brian.
This is Pete.
Okay, Pete.
I know in one of the newsletters, the Apple newsletters, that there is a known battery drain, and they're trying to work on it. I don't know if it came out with this 16.0.3 or not. I don't think so, but Apple does seem to be aware of it, or somebody does.
Okay, so Dana, you're not losing your mind.
I wouldn't say that.
He's just losing battery. Yeah, I know,
This
right?
is Brad.
Brad.
Yeah, when you go in to do the update, it lists a few of the bugs it fixes. I don't know if that's all of them, but it lists a number of things. I can't remember what they all are. Naturally, I was looking for that. Bert Queller saying, of course, it's not listed, and I did the update, and it didn't fix anything as far as I'm concerned. But always good to do those updates. You never know what's going on under the hood.
This is Dana.
Yes, sir.
I looked at the battery health, and it's 94, and I have a 13 mini, and I bought that in January of last year, and that can't be the problem. So it's got to be 16, and so
yeah, it should get better soon, or we can blame Brian. Okay.
This is Shree.
Shree.
So Dana, did you update to 16.01, or are you still at 16.0?
16.0 16.0.2.
Okay. All right. Well, go for 3, but probably not going to help according to Brad. Okay.
Brad.
Yes. What? Okay, we're moving on.
This is Brad.
Yes, Brad.
I was going to say, it's always a good idea to go through your list of apps that are doing running in the background. What is it? It's under general. I'm sorry, I can't remember.
It's
I know
privacy,
when I
isn't it?
see it. But app background update, and go through that and make sure you don't have apps that are running amok.
Okay.
Running amok.
That's a new word for the day.
Yeah, background app refresh, I think it's called.
Thank you. Yes, under general.
Yeah.
And review your apps, and I always like to make them so they're not doing anything unless they're open, unless it's something that's really important. But I certainly don't like Uber or any of that running when they're not open. Those are ones to really keep an eye on, because they're doing location and things like that, and that'll eat battery.
Okay.
Very good. Good question, Dave. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Somebody new who hasn't had a turn. Go, Dee.
I'm definitely not new.
Oh, I know. Go ahead.
I know. I'm a
We still
pain.
love you.
Well, thank you. Glad know somebody does. Just
Oh, well.
because you don't know me.
I know.
Okay, I got a roundabout question because first you're going to say, don't have anything to do with iOS, but it does.
Okay, go on.
Okay, Amazon Prime. They're going to have the Prime deal tomorrow and the next day. Okay, this is where it relates back because I'm looking at an Apple Watch. Okay, do they, for the 2 days, what they have on sale, remain on sale all the time? Or are they one of these like the blue light spatial? You can get it for the next 20 minutes.
Flash
Or
deals. Okay,
what?
so she wants to know. You want to know if it's a flash deal or they're there for the whole time, right? Or while
Oh, I didn't
supplies
think a
last.
flash deal, but what a word.
Okay.
Yeah, is it a flash deal?
Well, they some of them say that they'll say flash deals sometimes.
Oh,
So
okay.
who's
This
our
is
Amazon
Marty.
Prime? Go, Marty.
I think what's on sale, like at the beginning of those 2 days, if it is on sale, will remain for those 2 days.
Okay.
That's what I've noticed.
Okay, that's what I wanted to hear.
This is Shri.
Go, Shri.
I was going to say, if you're going to buy the Apple Watch, make sure you get it from an authorized Apple reseller there, either from Amazon or from an Apple reseller.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Dee is getting a new watch.
Well, I'm still contemplating.
Oh, contemplating, running amok, and now we're contemplating. Okay, thank you,
At
Dee.
least she's not afflicted.
Oh, God, stop. Okay, well, we are, but okay.
Convicted, maybe.
Okay, thank you, Dee. All right, who's next? New question. Ooh, please, somebody different. Somebody whose voice we have not heard tonight. Okay, well, I had a question. Now I'm trying to remember what the heck it was, but no new questions.
Nikki has a question.
Go, Nikki.
A friend of mine and I, we text back and forth, and we use the little microphone on the left-hand side of the keyboard, or we use the little button, which is on the right-hand side of the space where you start texting. Neither of them seem to work for her. She has an iPhone 8. I have an iPhone 8. They both work for me, but they don't work for her. And she doesn't know why. And she's got a good battery, and the phone works well.
Hold on. Does she use VoiceOver? Because that
No.
makes all the difference. Because that's
Oh.
mainly what we're talking about here. Because
That's
then it
true.
all
I'm
kind of
sorry.
confuses other things when we start talking
You
about
know what? I'm very sorry. You're
That's
right.
okay. That's all right. I mean, because then we try to explain it, and they were like, somebody with voiceover was like, "No, that's not how we do it." So
No,
I'm sorry.
you know what? I have a bad head cold, and my head's messed up, and I'm
okay.
confusing you guys with my friend Eric.
Just want to minimize confusion. Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
This is Jody.
Jody, go.
Yeah, just whether you're using VoiceOver or not, and of course we're using VoiceOver, but you have to go to General and Keyboard and turn dictation on in order for the dictation to work.
Okay, there you go. Quick solution there. All right, who's next? New question. Somebody new. Or even you've asked a question. I know it takes time for people to unmute, so I'm trying to give people time. And
Michael,
yes, sir.
I have a plethora of questions,
Oh
but
my
the one I would like to ask now.
Oh, please do tell. Enlighten us.
Actually, I think I've asked this before, and I can't remember how to do it.
Okay.
When I'm in a text field and editing, well, not in edit mode, but I'm using the backspace key to delete, a number of characters or words. And I want to, I think there's a way that you can just, there's some triple tap and hold or quadruple tap and hold or some multiple taps and hold on the button, the delete button, and it'll just sit there and you'll hear it go, calling out all the letters that it's deleting, and then you
This
just
is Terry.
All right, go Terry Ann.
By the way, the word is plethora, not plethora.
Oh,
plethora. Thank you. I
Plethora.
stand corrected. That's, you're absolutely right. I was using the British.
You're not
Oh.
British. Okay, keep going, Terry Ann.
So anyhow, what I do is you first have to delete, well, you put your cursor at the end of the string of characters that you want to delete. Then you
Yes.
delete one of them just by, double tapping your screen. Then you can double tap and hold and until you've deleted all that you think you want to delete. And that I just did that today and it worked a treat, as they say in the UK.
You
It worked like a charm.
absolutely right. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, yes, yes.
Do I get a prize?
Yes, we're going
No.
to give her the prize from the movie.
No prize. Okay, thank you, Mr.
It is
McCulloch. Okay, yes? Okay.
calling on me.
No, are you ready, Pete? Okay, wait,
I'm
Mr. McCulloch,
ready.
did you have another question? Or that was your only one plethora of a question?
One does not.
I'm just limiting myself to one.
Okay,
tonight.
good. Thank
Well, I
you
have
for
an alternative
cooperating
for
with our rules. Okay, go, Pete.
an alternative, Michael, is to use your rotor and text selection. And you can select everything from characters up to select all. And if it's an entire line or whatever, you can set that and then flick left or right, and it will select it even quicker than the plethora of characters which Terry described.
All right.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
plethora.
Plethora.
All
Yes, very
right.
good. You are absolutely correct.
Okay, very good.
This is
No
Shri.
prize for you either. Go, Shri.
Just a curiosity question. If you had the rotor preset to lines and then you go and delete, does it delete line by line?
Yes. I've done that with email. This is Pete.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've done that with emails and texts and yes, swipe left and it will swipe the entire line to the left and vice versa.
So mine would be in between Pete's suggestion and Terry Ann's suggestion as the speed wise then.
Would be the what?
The speed wise, mine would be in between Terry Ann's and Pete's suggestion.
He's the Goldilocks of
The sweet spot.
yeah.
Okay. What is that solution? Oh, lines?
Yeah, change the rotor to lines and then hit the delete lines at a time instead of characters at a time.
Okay.
This is Brad.
Brad.
I don't believe it does that. It does it when you're in, I think Pete was talking text selection. When you change it to line, you can then swipe to the right and it does a line at a time. And in my experience, double tap and hold the backspace key, it just like is machine gun effect on the, it just starts deleting one character after another and it just goes until you let it go.
Right. Goes
Rotor
all the way
doesn't
to
have
the
anything to
beginning.
do
Oh, I'm
with what
sorry.
that thing does.
That's what I thought Spree was asking.
Yeah,
About
Mr.
the,
McCulloch's asking how do you quickly delete going backwards multiple characters. So, all right, very good. Thank you for that question. Okay, who's next? Somebody new has not had a turn, or if you've had a turn, you want another turn, go ahead.
This is Terry with a question.
Go ahead. Yep.
Deleting parts of a text message. Like if you've got a whole string of messages, but you don't need to keep them all and you want to delete just, actually, I know the answer, but if you wanted to talk about that, I know we talked about it a long time ago, but it seems to be a topic of conversation sometimes in various places. And so
Okay, so just quickly tell us what that would be.
So-
Why would you do this? And
well, if you've got a whole string of text messages from somebody and you don't need to keep them all, but you want to keep certain ones, you can go to the text message that you want to delete. And let's say you have 10 text messages and you want to delete text 2, 6, and 8, and 2, 5, 6, and 8. So you go to the second one, you either do a single finger swipe up or down till you get to more, double tap on that and it'll say selected. Then you swipe to the left or to the right to the next text item that you want to delete, and you then go to more again, double tap it, and then there's a thing at the end that says delete, and you can double tap that. There's also an option to forward, and you could forward your messages if you wanted to do that too, for that matter. But you double tap on delete or forward, whichever you want, and that's the way it goes.
Very good. That's always useful.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Who's next? New question. New problem. Lots of good.
David.
David, you're a little wobbly. Okay, get a little closer to your phone. Okay. Okay. Are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, way better. Okay, go ahead.
Hello?
You're kind of not clear, David. So, can you pick up your phone or?
Hello?
Yeah, that's better. Go ahead.
I don't want to hold my phone.
Yeah, there you go. There.
Well, I've got my earpads,
Okay.
AirPods on, but
That's the problem, probably. Okay, go ahead. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. So I was able to get them replaced. I went to the Apple Store last week, and they were under warranty, and they did tests on them, and they found out that one of them was distorted, and I guess failed the test that would allow them to replace them. So now you said you know better than the other ones, but
no, it's coming and going. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a Wi-Fi thing. I have no idea. But
This
okay,
is
yeah.
Terry.
Go
To
ahead,
me,
Terry.
it sounds like a Wi-Fi
Yeah, it's
issue
a Wi-Fi because it's just kind of.
rather than a earbud.
Okay,
or
well, good. It's
AirPod.
a happy ending. You got a new pair of headphones. I mean, AirPods. So good. I think hopefully it'll be better. Okay, I will ask my question. This is a basic. Well, anyway, I bought my AirPods Pro Max, and I love them. Never had over the ear. So anyway, I've been exploring with them. So what is the battery life on those? Like, how long are they supposed to last?
This is Herbie.
Okay, go ahead, Herbie.
There's really going to be two factors, and this is the truth really with any Bluetooth device, whether you're using them to listen to music or books or whatever, or are you using them to be on, like, say, Zoom or making a phone call. When they're in an interactive mode, like on Zoom on a phone call, that's really going to drain the battery a lot. And so you're probably going to get maybe at most 6 hours. If you're just listening, the average time I think is around 15 hours, give or take. And it's going to, of course, depend on a lot of factors. How often do you use them? How often do you charge them? That type of thing. So, but it really depends on kind of like how you're using them. And you do get, like with the other AirPods, you do get that little battery low notification as well, which will give you about 15 minutes, I want to say.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Herbie. All right. New question. Anybody?
This is Shri.
Shri.
I just want to make one quick comment about Michael's question. Another way he could do is using the pinch technique. Pinch out, pinch in, depending on where the cursor is. It'll just select however long you pinch out or pinch in.
And for that method, Shri, do you do it with voiceover on or off?
With voiceover on.
Oh, okay.
So basically when voiceover is on, you just go to, if the cursor's at the end of the message, you just have to pinch out and it'll just start selecting backwards. And the wider, this is where I was getting confused with. If you have your rotor set to character, words, or lines, if you have it towards lines, when you pinch out, it's going to go line by line.
So when you say pinch out, you're just moving your fingers apart. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
While two fingers are pinched together, you're just, both fingers are on the screen and you're just kind of opening your fingers out.
Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you. All right. New question, new comment. Somebody else? Lots of good information here. who would like to go next? Getting close to the end.
This is Terry with a quick question.
Go ahead.
Is there such a thing as a pair of over-the-ear headphones that do not have wires connected to them, like you have earbuds and AirPods that don't have wires connected between them?
All right. Somebody new would like to answer that question?
This is
Wireless
Jody.
over the ear. Go, Jody.
Yeah, I've got some over the ear, or I've got some. Well, they have ear hooks, but they do have earbuds. But they're not connected. You can use the right one or the left one separately or together. And they're made by O'Keefe, Okeefe. I don't remember the exact model now. I think it was N32 or something like that. Anyway, they were very reasonably priced. They were, well, I got them on Prime Day and they were $29. I think they're regularly $39 or $49, but they work really well. I'm using the right one right now. The left one's still in the case. But I've been very, very happy with them.
All right. Does that answer your question, Terry Ann?
No, because don't those have to go in your ears?
Yeah, that you want over-the-ear wireless headphones, right?
Yeah.
That's your question.
Things that you don't stick in your
Right.
ears
So
at all.
these,
Yep.
I know these AirPod Pro Max are that, but they're kind of pricey. But yes, these are over-the-ear and they are wireless.
But they still have a thing between them, though, right? They're
They
not
connect
two
between
separate
the ears.
cans. Yeah.
No, they're connected.
This is Marty.
Okay, Marty.
Terry, I had a couple years ago mentioned demoed there's one I have that's not too expensive. It's about $49. It's NPOW. I think it's BH19. They're over the ear and they're Bluetooth, and they also have a jack for if you wanted to use them wireless, like plug a 3.5 millimeter cord to your device, so you could use them wired if you wished.
Okay.
This is Herbie.
Go, Herbie.
Yeah, so Terry, what you're talking about, those not wired either. I think what you're talking about is you want two separate pieces that go over the ear that are not earbuds. That's what you were
Exactly.
meaning by wireless. That's
Yep.
what I, okay. That's an interesting question because you're going to need something that would have, I don't think you could have true over the ear because there'd be no way to make them stick. But and you probably, the trick is how would you charge them separately or whatever, but I don't know of anything, but I wanted to really more clarify what you were actually wanting because I think people are getting
this is Marty.
confused there.
Go, Marty.
If you're looking for, there was, I think, the Power Beats, and they're small over the ear. So they are over the ear, but they're smaller. They're not your traditional big ones. And I think they did have a connecting wire between them. They were Bluetooth.
All right. This is
Hello,
Herbie.
Xavier.
Okay, Xavier.
Yes, you have Bose frames that go over the ear. They're sunglasses, and they're exactly like glasses, and you hear them from the side of your ear, and they go over your ear. They're kind of pricey, but it works excellent, Bluetooth and all.
A pretty cool solution.
This is Herbie.
All right, go, Herbie, quickly.
Two quick things. First of all, guys, she wants two separate pieces. She doesn't want anything connected. And they have to be over the ear completely. I think I'm understanding you correct, Terry. And the ones that the Beats Power ones I'm thinking of, yeah, they have the hooks, but they are still in ear. They are definitely in ear ones, and the glasses are a totally different discussion altogether because they're still connected. They're not two separate pieces, and I think what Terry you're wanting is something that you can have if you just want one over your ear, you can, or just the other one. But you don't want something that is, like connected together. And I think that's I'm understanding what you want.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Good luck, Terry Ann. It's a strange animal there. Okay. All right. So we are getting close to the end. I want to thank Brad for all his help tonight. Thank you, Brad. Brad.
I'm here.
There you are. Hi, Brad.
Hello.
Okay.
Worn out. All this helping.
Yes, you were great. Okay. Thanks for everybody's help in answering questions, asking questions, participating, because that's what this is about. Just a quick rundown of this week. Tomorrow is Mini Buzz, 5 to 6 on Clubhouse. Thursday, iBUG Apple Vila Book Club. And that is from 6:30 to 7:45, talking about Italian lessons. And that will be 12 hours and 44 minutes. Okay, pretty good book there. And then we're watching iBUG Night at the Virtual Movies. We're going to be watching Frenzy, which is pretty intense. Alfred Hitchcock movie. And I think we are off this weekend. Yay! Okay. All right. So we would like to again wish all the Canadians happy Thanksgiving, and to us Columbus Day and Indigenous People Day. And visit our website and check out all the different. Definitely go back and try to visit the iBUG Cafe if you missed it yesterday. And with that, we will say good night. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night, everybody.